A random rummage through the internet looking for cool graveyard stories had me stumble across a curse, specifically a witch's curse, and I thought I would share it with you all. Welcome to Dark Tales with Haunted Histories, the storybook for those that like their Jackanory with a slightly malevolent twist. Now, it is up to you if you want to believe these sinister stories that I am bringing you, but do remember that these are just told to you the way they were told to me, and I may or may not believe in them. Now, tonight's Dark Tale takes us to the United States of America, and if you ever visit a place called Bucksport in Maine, you will come across a memorial to one Colonel Jonathan Buck. But who was he, and why is he said to be the victim of a curse? Buck was born on the 20th of February 1719 in Woburn, Massachusetts. At the age of 3, his parents moved to nearby Haverhill, where he grew into an adult, becoming a family man himself, marrying Lydia and having 9 children. He was also a budding entrepreneur, but the local Haverhill proprietors would not allow him to build his requested shipyard, so he set sail up the Penobscot River, surveying 6 plantations along the way. He ended up settling at Plantation 1, building both a sawmill, a shop, and turning it into a colony of its own. But this idyllic, easy way of life was not to last, as the War of Independence was looming, and the British had built a fort themselves, Fort George, on the river. This was controlling all trade that was coming in and effectively putting a stranglehold on Buck's plantation. There was only one solution. They had to destroy the fort. But despite the fact, they managed to get 1,000 men over 44 ships sailing from Boston in July 1779. Even the infamous Paul Revere was involved. The siege was a failure and caused retaliation from the British, and they burned Plantation 1 to the ground. Buck walked some 200 miles back to Haverhill to stay with his sons while he planned what to do next. When the war ended in 1783, the town was rebuilt. It was also renamed Buckstown Plantation in honour of its founder. Buck died on the 18th of March 1795, and the plantation part was dropped, and it became simply known as Buckstown. There is somewhat of an irony in Jonathan's tale, as his reason for leaving Haverhill was the inability to build a shipyard. Yet shipbuilding became so synonymous with the town he helped create, it was renamed Bucksport in the early 1800s. But on to the curse. In 1852, well over 50 years after he had died, Buck's great-grandchildren decided that a more fitting monument to his legacy was deserved and erected a giant granite obelisk near to where he was interred. After around probably 40 years, a leg shape appeared on it, and no amount of scrubbing could remove it. But what could have caused this? Well, one of the stories is that during his time as a justice of the peace, Buck condemned a witch to be hanged for her beliefs. As a supposed Puritan, these kind of anti-Christian actions would have been anathema to him. The tale says that just before she was due to be executed, she looked to the heavens and uttered a curse to him at the time, saying, "Jonathan Buck, listen to these words, the last my tongue will utter. It is the spirit of the only true and living God which bids me speak them to you. You will soon die. Over your grave they will erect a stone that all may know where your bones are crumbling into dust. But listen, upon that stone the imprint of my feet will appear, and for all time, long after you and your accursed race perished from the earth, will the people from far and wide know that you murdered a woman. Remember well, Jonathan Buck. Remember well." Have a good evening, sleep tight, and don't worry too much about things that go bump in the night.